My girl Adrienne Bailon is here today.
Oh, you can read so well. I love that.
Are you not a good reader?
I am. They say I'm a natural on the teleprompter.
Well, yes, because now you have a television show. You have to read.
You guys
She
want to hear
has
a
a TV
ghetto
show.
story?
All right,
I'm only good at watching the teleprompter. This is so nuts. Growing up, I was obsessed with soap operas. I knew I wanted to be an actress, but I had never actually read or seen a script before in my entire life. And because my dad is Spanish speaking, he doesn't speak English, he would watch the television with the caption lock on it in Spanish, subtitles. So I figured out how to work that remote and put the subtitles back on English. I would mute the television and watch my soap operas by reading the subtitles, and I would read them and act them out. Like, Carrie, how could you do that? I can't believe you slept with Max. And then the guy, and I'd make my friends, when they would come over, I'd be like, read the Jason line. That Jason is going. Like, and I would read the subtitles on the television.
That's
You know what's really funny is knowing her as well and as long as I do, this is absolutely a true story.
100%.
It's absolutely who she is.
Yeah,
100%.
nuts.
So you have I'm so happy for you. You have so much exciting stuff going on.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
First of all,
I feel
there's
blessed.
a TV show. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Is it official? Have we announced that you're going to be on, or we don't know? Or
We have
still...
not. Fingers crossed.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Well, my friends tell me it's going to be greenlit.
I know.
Okay. We saw Adrienne on The Real, which
Yeah.
is a talk show.
On Fox,
with
yeah.
Tamar Braxton and
Tamara Mowry, Lonnie
Right.
Love, and Jeannie Mai.
But I love it. I think it's a perfect fit for you. If it comes back, would come back when?
Well, they say always fall 2014.
Okay.
My prayers are that it comes before then. God has been answering a lot of them, so you never know.
That's what you're putting in the air?
I'm putting that out there. I'm hoping for maybe a January
But
top
the
of
ratings,
the year.
the ratings did really well,
Yeah,
didn't they?
they did really, really well. Funny enough, our highest ratings were New York City.
I believe that.
Now,
Why is that funny?
granted, the show is based out of L.A., but if we decide we're going to be a live show, they might be bringing the show to New York.
They totally should.
And they absolutely should, because that would make me really happy.
Because then if not, you have to move to LA.
Yeah.
I worry about you when you're in LA.
I worry about myself when I'm in LA.
I hate when you're in LA.
Why?
Well, because since she's gone a long time,
It's
and I don't
lonely.
see her, and sometimes I'll be like, "You all right out there?" Like,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
got you? Who?
I love the conversations that Angie and I have had since I've come back home, which has been, 5 years that I've been back in New York
Has it
now?
been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes by fast, right? But I love the conversations that we have, and I feel like when I went to do The Real, I kept a lot of Angie's words in the back of my head, which was, be yourself, and the moment you start being really, really who you are, that's what you're going to project. Remember the whole conversation we had in the car that one day? Because, for a long time, I feel like I was misunderstood, and I felt like there were so many misconceptions about who I was, where I was from. I think, even with the Kardashian Association, people thought I was from L.A.
Right.
or that I came from an uppity family, like just those kinds of misconceptions. And I think when I came back home, I was able to tell people that I'm from LES. I grew up in the projects. Like, this is really the way I talk. I played a character for over 10 years, which was Chanel, which I loved. And it was an honor to be a positive Latina role model on Disney. But that character was more than 10 years younger than my real age.
Right.
And I think being able to do a show like The Real, I was finally able to project who I really was and really put out there what I'm about and who I am. So that's probably what I love the most about the show. But I kept you in mind.
Good.
Those conversations, I would be like, Ange, why do they think these things about me? She'd be like, girl, you need to take responsibility. Maybe you're doing something wrong. And that really made me think.
You told me that?
Yes, and that's why I love her. That's why I love her, because that's the honesty that I needed at that time. I needed someone to tell me, you can't be upset.
she's like one of the most driven people that I
Right.
know. And sometimes her drive will have driving her in doing something that is
Yeah.
like off track.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
because she's bad, because she gets like, I got to do this and I got to do it amazing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hold up. Who are you?
Yeah,
Be
it was
who you-
more of like you don't have to do everything all the time. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
actually sit back and think things through properly so that I get the results that I want and that I'm properly viewed the way I want to be viewed.
And then you get to a point that you don't care what people think.
Yeah. See, but this is the
Yeah.
difference. Now that I've taken responsibility for all of my actions, the dresses I wear, the comments I make, who I'm seen with, I can live with that now because I make those decisions and I know that I'm in the right and I can sleep at night because I'm doing the right thing. And if you think whatever it is you want to think from there, then that's on you.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yes,
But
no.
that I've done my part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a grown up now.
You know why that is, right?
Because your birthday's tomorrow.
I'm
Happy
turning
birthday!
30.
She's gonna be 30 tomorrow.
I'm a freaking grown up. It's like a joke.
no,
It's the
great.
biggest joke. Like, I'm going to be a grown ass
Do
woman
you still
tomorrow.
get carded?
Of course, yeah.
is that
Well,
what-
lately, no. You know, like you said, I cut my hair.
Right.
That was the move towards grown and sexy woman. Trying to dress a little bit more maturely. You know, I like it.
Oh, brother.
It feels like dress up to me, but hopefully it'll, you know. I'm excited about it, though. We had the conversation that at 30, you actually have to start taking responsibility for the things that you do.
I gave it till 35.
She gave me to 35. So if anybody asks me, I said this morning on VH1 on the Morning Buzz, I was saying that you had told me that 30. I have till 35. Okay, to be late sometimes, to be in the club. I have till 35.
And then you have a
Finally.
movie out, the #1 independent film in the country.
Woo! Yes.
How great! And who knew that this movie was even coming? First of all, Ja.
Seriously.
First of all, Ja was in jail.
Yeah.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, Ja came, and then you're like, "You're my friend."
Yeah.
And then you never even mentioned that you did
I
this
did.
movie.
We did the movie 2.5 years ago. So
But
I'm honestly
I knew you
not
then.
gonna lie to you. I did the film, and we just sat and waited. Then Ja went away. And then we got this amazing news that, guess what, guys? The movie's been picked up for theatrical distribution. Israel Houghton, who I'm a huge fan of, then joined on as executive producer. He did the soundtrack, which came out yesterday. But I had no idea. And when I found out about it, I was so excited because we knew the movie had a great message. So to hear that it actually was getting picked up for theatrical distribution was a huge deal.
That is
And it's
pretty
so
good.
weird, not to be funny because it is a faith-based movie. But man, God's timing really
pretty
is
good.
perfect timing. I couldn't have picked a better spot, like literally coming off of the reel, and then for somebody to tell me, "Oh, now you have a movie in
I
theaters."
love it.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
By the way, I'm sure Ja feels the same way.
Yeah.
By the way, I just got out of jail and now I have a movie in
Yo,
theaters.
I'm not-
And it's like a real. At first, I thought it was like it's a DVD or a quick movie or like we wouldn't see it in only a few theaters. I was at like some middle of the road movie theater the other day.
Garden
and
State Plaza has huge things.
And there was the huge things of
Yeah.
Adrienne and Ja. I was like, oh man.
Trust me,
woo.
it bugged me out just as much. I was like, really? I couldn't believe it, especially because it was done so long ago.
Yeah, but that means it's
Yeah,
qua-
and it's
quality.
gotten great feedback. Obviously, I just think it has a great message. The message of the movie is that your past doesn't determine your future, and I think anyone can relate to that from any faith.
That's
You know what
true.
I mean? That
That's true.
your life can completely be turned around by someone you meet in the street. You just never know. And in this case, it is a true story, which really, really was what drew me to the project. Was that it's a true story about Gali Molina, who wrote the movie, and he actually met this young woman that was a churchgoer. And he's like, Lord knows, the only way you were gonna get me into church was if I was following a hot girl. You know what I mean? So, and you never know. God uses extreme circumstances for like extreme situations. So, yeah.
And you're the church girl.
I'm the church girl.
And you know what's so funny? People who don't know you and may see you like red carpet, they see your
Yeah.
hair,
They
makeup,
have no
whatever.
idea.
That might be a strange casting.
Yeah.
But knowing you come from a very religious family.
Yeah.
You are very
Pentecostal.
Yes.
My mother was superintendent of children's ministries for the Assemblies of God. My dad is a worship leader. And I grew up singing in church.
Well, it makes sense.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Makes sense.
It's a good
It's so
fit.
crazy, yeah. So for me, when I got the call, he was like, the Lord spoke to me to have you in this film. I was like, I can't say no to the Lord. and then I know it sounds dumb, but being that I was raised in church and obviously so many people had things to say when my mom first let me be a part of the industry, being that she was a leader in the church. They were like, how can you let your daughter sing for the world? And, you're giving your daughter to the wolves of Hollywood. And my mom always said, maybe that's her calling. Maybe that's going to be her ministry. Maybe she'll be able to talk to a Angie Martinez or a P. Diddy and spread the love of the Lord. And it's funny how you come full circle. I obviously didn't feel that way when I was younger. You feel like, I'm young, I'm going to do my thing. But I do feel that I've come full
So your
circle.
parents love this movie.
Girl, they could care less about a cheetah girl Barbie doll. My mother saw those buses and Israel Houghton coming out and performing at CCC in Brooklyn, and she was in tears.
Oh, she
She
is
was,
out.
she was turned up.
Like, you see, mamita, this is what God had planned for you. I was like,
So
okay,
great.
mommy.
That's so cute.
Yeah.